When I got pregnant, had my kids, I went up to 90 kgs and I was just so miserable. I couldn't touch my toes, I couldn't jog without puffing and panting. And it took a Milind Soman who came and saw me once and said, "Girl, you better get your act together because you're looking like a wreck."
We as women often say, but I think I do enough work around the house.
Yeah.
I don't want any more physical labor.
Yeah.
At a point, I used to understand this until it started showing up on my body. And I said, that's not enough work for the body. We need to get in more physical motion.
Yeah.
Talk to us about why that is so critical and why women aren't paying enough heed to it.
You would think as an Olympic athlete, I would have less issues, but I've had more issues. I've never been at my body weight used to be 50 kgs my whole life, I could eat anything I want because I was training so much that my eating habits weren't necessarily healthy. So when I got pregnant, had my kids, I went up to 90 kgs and I was just so miserable. I couldn't touch my toes, I couldn't jog without puffing and panting. And it took a Milind Soman who came and saw me once and said, "Girl, you better get your act together because, you're looking like a wreck." I was like, "But my kids, I'm a new mom." He's like, "How old are they?" I said, "Almost 2 years." He said, "That's really, come on, Nisha. You're an athlete. Get back into it." And the next time he saw me, I dropped 15 kgs. I put on muscle. But my message to women is stop obsessing about the weight and worry about the muscle mass, because that is when you decline solidly after your 40s. And I got into perimenopause very early. So last year when I was 41, I hit perimenopause and suddenly I was doing the hot flashes and my body temperature, aches and pains, my eyesight, suddenly I have these prescription glasses and you feel like, everything about you has changed. And nobody talks about it, right? Everyone's, it's almost like a bad word. And so many people are whispering to me like, "Oh my God, are you going through perimenopause? How come? We thought you're fit." I said, it has nothing to do with it. Everyone's going to get it. And what helped me and what my doc has said has helped me not have major symptoms, like most of them have sorted themselves out. I now prioritize sleep. I'm doing 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So I use my Garmin tracker not for my steps. I use it purely to make sure I sleep, enough. I'm getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And the main thing I'm doing is doing strength training. That's a game changer. So to the women out there, yes, cardio is great. Cardiovascular health is great. But don't just run. Lift some weights with a certified, trainer, or with anybody who knows what they're doing, who can guide you.
Yeah.
Because I've seen women in their 60s and they're killing it and they're fit, they're trekking up mountains, and they can only do that if they have muscle mass, right?
Yeah.
So like you said, not everyone's going to go to the Olympics. It's not about being elite. It's about getting through these next 30, 40 years, being able to carry your own bags on holidays. You don't need a man to open the door or open that pickle jar or jam jar.
Yeah.
You just feel self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And that's all, even for my kids, for them to see their mom can do almost everything that they can do and sometimes beat them also. It's a bit of a, oh, okay. They keep saying, well, you're old, but I guess you're not bad. So for a 10-year-old, that's a big compliment. And you're not bad.
No, it's a huge compliment.
Yeah.